Has anyone liked the Detroit of 5 years ago, of 10 years ago, of 15 years ago? How long has this gone on?
And one day after Detroit filed for bankruptcy protection, Michigan Governor Rick Snyder called it an opportunity to halt the city's 60-year decline. Detroit is now the largest U.S. city ever to file for bankruptcy, with debts of at least $18 billion. The move has been on the table for months. Layoffs, service cuts, and asset sales could follow. Kim Brunhuber will have more on this story in a moment.
The safety message that's learned here really is probably one that's going to go across Canada.
The Transportation Safety Board of Canada has issued 2 urgent advisories on rail safety. It's asking Transport Canada to review regulations to ensure that dangerous goods are not left unattended on a main track and that rail equipment is properly secured. The advisories come even as the board continues its investigation into the disaster at Lac-Megantic. The drain in that derailment was unmanned when it rolled into the downtown core and exploded. All 72 cars were carrying crude oil. A police photographer is fighting back against a Rolling Stone magazine cover that he says glamorizes the surviving Boston bombing suspect. He's released photos of his own, gritty images that show a bloodied, disheveled Jahar Tsarnaev on the day he was arrested. Sergeant Sean Murphy, a police tactical photographer, says his pictures show the real Boston bomber, not someone who's, quote, fluffed and buffed for a cover shot. State police said they had nothing to do with the release of the photos, which were published in Boston Magazine. Australia's Prime Minister warned today that all refugees who arrive by boat will be resettled in Papua New Guinea, a policy shift that rights groups immediately condemned. Prime Minister Kevin Rudd says the government wants to deter the rising number of asylum seekers who take a dangerous sea voyage to reach Australia. On Tuesday, the country's Navy rescued more than 100 asylum seekers when their boat capsized. 4 people died. The NHL announced today that its players can compete at the 2014 Olympic Winter Games in Sochi. It's the 5th straight time the league has agreed. Commissioner Gary Bettman says the decision was tough but important to players and fans. The NHL is expected to shut down for 17 days that February, resuming 3 days after the gold medal games.